Hello and welcome to the ATMA syllabus from beginners all the way to the first dan grading. So first of all, what we look at is going into the chariot position for stick work. So chariot, remember, is your feet together, hands by your sides. So it's the attention position. So you can see here on the right profile, right upside there. Okay, I'm having the stick straight up the side of my body. The red band indicates the right hand side, so the stick goes to the right hand side of your body. There. Okay, so, and then once you're there, you bow, and then you would go to chumbi once you've finished bowing. So chumbi from the front. Twist it through, so across, feet together, hands by your sides, bow, and with the Korean style you always bow and face down, you do not face forwards. And then back to chumbi. Okay, so the next thing that we were looking through, this is for the 9th gup, yellow belt. So the stick is in my right hand as it is my preferred side. If your preferred side is your left, you can either put your hand, as I have, in the centre of my body here, or you can put it around the back. The idea behind it is to keep my elbow out of the way when I spin it across. If I have my arm at the side, I'm more likely to get it. Also, feet together. This will help when you spin it through not to hit your shin, or even worse, in the groin. So as you can see from here, I pull it up, so I'm going to get it to a vertical position, and I'm concentrating at the top of the stick. So I'm looking at the top. Okay. Once you get more used to this, just like anything you can do without looking at it, but just to give you the idea, I'm looking at the top of the stick here, and then I'm going to bring this top side down, spin it around the back of myself and across, spin it back up. So it's going to be that one top there, so you just concentrate on one side rather than both. My thumb is now pointing up, so my little finger's at the bottom here, but my thumb is at the top there. This is going to help me rotate. So as you can see, I bring it across. Okay, so give myself plenty of space. And I watch it again, concentrating on the end of the stick there. Bring it down. So my right hand, I bring the tip to my left ankle. And I'm going to bring it backwards, behind myself, up, and then all the way across. There. Okay. Now from this position here, my wrist has to be loose, and I'm holding it, my thumb, and my index and middle finger. Still bringing it up, bring it back to the level of my body. And now this is a point here where I start to relax my grip with my hand. So I'm going to bring it across myself, and then bring it behind, and then back up and across, and keep that momentum going. So you see how my hand is open? This is going to allow it to spin through my wrist there. Again, the idea is that the stick is in your hand, but you're not holding it tight like you would hold a hammer. Or you're just trying to keep the momentum of the stick. You're using the speed and the momentum of the stick to control the movement, not your arms. So up and down. And there we go. So we just keep that going there, start nice and slow, and allow it to roll through that position. Okay, we're now changing the hand. So if I bring it back and move. Okay, this is the more advanced change. You can just pass it straight over to your hand, but the more advanced change, you can see, you can put your hand on top or the bottom. Okay, but you have to be consistent on both sides, otherwise you end up working up the stick one side or working down the stick the other, and then you have the stick unbalanced. So my right hand is there, and my left hand goes underneath. There. And I pass it over. So my hand is ready to go. So I'm not going to get to here and have my left hand, the one that doesn't have the stick, all the way across to this side here. Okay, it's ready underneath to catch as it goes through. Then I want to bring it across and then after I've done a couple of spins to get used to it, and then I'll get ready to change to the other hand. So we're working both sides. So again, this time I passed it on top, but it's going to still keep it in the middle because I'll be consistent with that. So right hand in and through, change there, so you can see hand underneath, bring it over, let go with my right hand, getting ready to catch with my left. Again, no tension in my shoulders, my hips or anything like that. The more tension I have, the harder it will be to get my arms in line to grip. Pull it, and then there, as soon as I feel it, I then grip hold of it, and then I shall pass it across. So you just keep that momentum going there. And I'm ready to pass it through. So this time I passed it underneath. Again, as long as you keep your hand in the centre of the stick, it's good there. Right, now two-handed. So the basic two-handed, you have both thumbs, my right and my left, pointing up. There. Okay. So then I push and pull. So one hand does the work, so my right hand will do the work pushing to my left, and then my left hand will do the work pushing to my right. Just so you can see my hand position, as you can see from there, right hand is on top, left hand is underneath, and both thumbs would be pointing upwards there. Okay, this is a good way to start with a double-handed. It's very easy. In terms of you ever to put this into a bong form for competition or anything like that, so you're adding the spins in. The problem with this is that you have to go from this position here into a block, which is usually the follow-up from this position. Then it's going to be very difficult because you have to let go of the stick to go into the low block position because your arms won't be in the right position. Okay, but it's a good way to start to get that figure eight. Right, so now from here, this is the more advanced. This is what I call the double roll. So you get the roll on both sides. With the other one, it's slightly uneven. You get an extra roll on one side compared to the other because one hand's on top and one's not on the other. Now, so my right hand, you see I've got my finger pointing to overemphasize it. Bring my right hand up and over and towards my elbow. There. So look how my arms are crossed. Okay, and now I've pushed my hip out and I've bent my knees to allow myself to roll through. And I bring it all the way up. There. Now my right hand, you see this is this arm here, is going to pull it backwards this way, and my left hand is going to push and follow it. So unlike the last one where one hand pushes one direction, the other hand pushes the other direction, this one you're pushing and pulling continuously. So I bring it up, over, and I tuck it in. See, look how close I get my arms across. So the stick is touching the back of my arm, and there, and I'm looking across. I've got to turn my head to help myself move. If I keep my head still, my body won't move. Through, across, up and over, through, across, up and over. And it's used to getting that momentum, and then you can pick up the speed. Okay, and importantly, in holding finger and thumb from there. So that's the start position. There. Now, I'm not doing this in front, I would be doing this around the side, but just so you get the idea of how far your arms are going to come across to make this effective, okay, I've got to get that stick touching this here. If I create too much space, my whole body's going to be off balance and it's going to be really difficult to do it properly. So it comes up and over and there. Again, you don't have to do this for ninth gup. It's just one of those different ways. If you have got used to doing the other method, then you've got another method to practice here. So look, I took it all the way across. So my left hand this time has come all the way over, down. And look, I'm looking at where I need to be going with the stick. This is going to help my body move more effectively rather than keeping it rigid and work against myself. And my right hand, see my left hand stays on the spot. My right hand now has come all the way around. So if I roll this back a bit, so I've got the first position there. My left arm, this one, stays on the spot, and now if you watch my right hand, you can just about see the red band comes all the way over. Then I start to push it backwards. So I'm going to follow that round, so I'm using my finger to overemphasize the movement. And across, and you see I've took it under myself, and look how far I'm looking round, and my knees are soft. Across, there. And then, once you get used to that, you can then start to pick up the speed. And you see how much the effect it changes to it there. So again, from the front, 1, 2. So it looks, because of the way it's moving, or it looks like you're spinning it a lot faster than you actually are. Okay, so that's the figure of 8 for yellow belt, 9th gup. We don't have any weapons work for 10th gup, which is white belt, yellow tag. So this is the first point that you will need for this.